Welcome back. For this video, we're going to be doing a lace cane. This is what a lace cane basically looks like. You can use any color combination you want to make your lace cane, so don't worry about it. For this, you're going to want to grab the clay that you're going to use. And for this, you'll still need to get your blade and your baby wipe wet nap, clean off your surface and hands. Okay, so lace cane. Basically, it's a bunch of little bullseyes put together and then squished, and you can roll them, you can squish them with your fingers, whichever works, so that you can eventually get this pattern that you want for it. I'm not going to go over cutting, doing a blend now, because you can find so many of those videos online if you really want to see them. So I'm going to use this blend that I've already made, lovely little rainbow blend, and we're going to stretch it out. So I'm going to fold this in half, squishing from the center out to get all the air. I see a little straggler here. I'm going to kind of cut him out a bit because I don't want that pink in the green. Okay, and I'm going to run this through the pasta machine once or twice, and then once I do that, I'm going to run it through on one of the darker shades and roll it and lengthen it. All right, so here's our blend, all nice and stretched out, and we're going to roll it like we did before, and we want to make sure it's nice and tight, and we're going to roll it all the way up into the blue, and I'll come back once that's done. I just want to go over storing clay really quick. There's numerous ways to store your clay. Whatever works best for you, it's totally fine. For me, I have two different types of sheet protectors. One that's a little bit thicker, which tends to warp, and then I have this one, which is actually a little bit thinner. And if you can see this with my hand behind it, there really isn't much distortion or warping of the plastic, which I really do like that. And I like to put my veneers or pre-made blends up in this so that they're protected from, you know, environmental factors, meaning the dirt or dust or kids, animals, things like that, that would normally cling to the clay itself. For this part, what we need to do is get a color that we're going to wrap around this cane to give it a final wrap to make it a true bullseye. So I've chosen white. I'm going to run that through my pasta machine really quick. I'm probably going to do that on a 3 at first. Not as thin as I like it. So now I'm going to drop it down to 5. That's a good thinness. And now we're going to wrap the cane. I went ahead and trimmed this up. I laid my cane down next to it. I sliced here. I sliced here to make it neat. And now we're going to wrap the cane. So let me lift this up off the work surface. I'm going to start back from my original join. Oh, found a piece of hair. Let me get that out. There we go. And as I'm wrapping this, I'm trying to push down and push from side to side to get any air that's in between the cane and the white wrap. Okay. Now, one of the amazing things with polymer clay, you can push down, pull back, and it leaves you a little line as like a guideline. And you take your blade just behind this at an angle, cut it, move that out of the way, and you should be able to get a pretty close join. And if it isn't, see here how it doesn't quite butt up? All you have to do is push and stretch it. Now that we have this wrapped, we're going to reduce it. So we're going to basically make it a bell shape, or not bell shape, excuse me, barbell shape by girdling it here in the center. So we're going to push. Another reason why we start in the center is to push the air from the center out to the end for anything that's nice and trapped in there. And we're just going to keep squeezing and pushing, squeezing and pushing. It's almost a good way to get your frustrations out from the day. Although it's not a Hulk smash, which I know some people do, but so we're just going to keep squishing and twisting it up. I kind of squish and twist as I'm going. And then turn it over, because non-dominant, dominant, you have different strengths in your hand. And give it a roll once or twice. Starting that center again, squishing, rolling. Squish and twist it. Okay, I'm going to give it a roll kind of on the surface here. And let's just check and see what it looks like. Let's check and see what the light stops back furthest. That's actually a pretty little blend in there. For this part, once you've lengthened your blend long enough, you can grab a ruler or your graph paper if you have it, and you're going to cut. This is about 10 inches long, or 25.5 centimeters, but 10 inches long, and then we're going to cut them into 1-inch lengths and then reassemble them. So I will just kind of take this and mark at those points. How dare you stick? Then I'll move my ruler out of the way, and where those cuts are, I'm just going to take it through. And now that you have your 10 cuts, you'll assemble this and reduce it. Now that you're all cut, we're going to assemble. And it kind of doesn't matter how you assemble it. You just got to make sure that they are equal, and then push them together a little bit. If you need to stretch it because it's not long enough to fit in the space, that's all you need to do, is just kind of put it in there, look at it, and then pull it. I'm just going to put it in there, and you're just putting light pressure on there. You're not going to do anything too much. There. So that's just putting it together lightly, and now again you're going to start in the center and start squishing it and squishing it, squishing it into shape. And you're going to squish and squish. And what I'll do is I'll go ahead and go off camera, finish this up, and come back. Now that we've reduced this, let's look at how it is. I think that looks pretty cool, especially with the white. The white kind of draws your eye in, and it makes a kind of almost honeycomb pattern which looks really cool. So this is what you call a lace cane. And again, you can do this with translucent and white. You can do this with any color combination you like. And it makes for an interesting stamen in a flower or center of a flower. It can make a honeycomb. It could turn into a pebble pathway if you decided you wanted to, on the white area, kind of press it in and raise the other parts. There's just so many different variations. For a veneer, you could turn this into a square like I did with this one, and then cut it and then reassemble it. And one of those things is always when you reassemble, you want to cut and then match it up. Thank you for joining me again. What we learned here was a lace cane. Very simple. You can do it with a blend. You can take single solitary colors and then just wrap another color around them. Do the whole reducing, reassembling to get the lace cane. If you have any suggestions, comment, or just want to say hello, leave it down below.